Good morning. A file system contains files owned by several users. Two features are important in this context. Firstly, naming freedom and sharing of files. Now, what is naming freedom? Naming freedom, in case of naming freedom, a user's ability to give any desired name to a file without being constrained by file names used by other users is taken into consideration. And sharing of files, user's ability to access files created by other users and ability to permit other users to access his files is considered. Uh, Now, what is a directory structure? A collection of nodes containing information about all the files. Both the directory structure and the files reside on the disks. A typical directory entry consists of various fields. The fields namely include the file name, type or size, location information, protection information, flags, and miscellaneous information. Disk structure. Now the disk can be subdivided into partitions. The disk or partitions can be RAID, that is a redundant array of independent disks protected against failure. Disk or partition can also be used raw, that is without a file system or formatted with a file system. Entity containing a file system is generally known as a volume. Now, as well as general purpose file systems, there are many special purpose file systems, frequently all within the same operating system or computer. So, a typical file system organization is shown in this diagram. We mostly talk of general purpose file systems, but systems frequently have many file systems, some general and some special purpose. As an example, you can consider the Solaris file system. Now there are various operations which can be performed on a directory. These include search for a file, create a file, delete a file, list a directory, rename a file, and traverse the file system. The delete operation particularly becomes complicated when directory structures resemble graphs because a file may have multiple parents. The file system should check whether the file to be deleted has a single parent. If this is the case, the file is deleted and its entry is removed from its parent. Otherwise, the file is not deleted because that would lead to dangling pointers. However, its entry is removed from the parent directory involved in the access path provided in the delete command. Now, why a directory organization is necessary? Now, the directory is organized logically to obtain efficiency, that is, to locate a file quickly, naming, which makes it convenient to the users, and grouping. Now, logical grouping of files is done generally by properties. Example can be all Java programs could be grouped together, all games to be grouped together, and so on. Now, the directory structure can have multiple layers. So, there is a single level directory. It's a single level directory is for all users, but this has certain disadvantages wherein a naming problem or as well as grouping problem might arise. Now, there can be a two level directory. So, separate directory here is provided for each user. So, it's a multi level structure. Multiple levels of directory permit a user to structure his files into functionally related levels and sublevels. Now, directory is used as a file. So, user can create files and directory within a directory. He can also give a desired name to the directory. Effectively, here a user can customize the directory structure. Now, there is generalized syntax for the file access. The generalized syntax permits a user to access any file in the file system subject to the constraints imposed by the protection. Similar to two-level structure, now the directories could be further subdivided, resulting in tree structure directories. So this is the depiction or the diagram depicting a tree structure directory. Now tree structure directories provide efficient searching, grouping capability, and working or current directory, which can be determined very easily. In case of tree structure directories, there is absolute or relative path name present. So creating a new file is done in the current directory. Similarly, deleting a file can be done very easily with the command rm and followed by the specified file name, that is the file which a user wants to delete. Creating a new subdirectory is done in the current directory using the makedir command, that is mkdir, followed by the directory name. So the diagram shows a new directory being created within, or a subdirectory being created within the directory mail. So what about deleting the directory mail? So deleting the entire subtree routed by the mail is nothing but if the mail directory itself is deleted. So this is the depiction of general graph directory which is present, showing the interdependence between the directories. Next we come to file system mounting. A file system must be mounted before it can be accessed. A file system is constituted on a logical device, that is on a partition of a disk. Files contained in a file system can be accessed only when the file system is mounted. This operation connects the file system to the system's directory structure. Unmounted file system is mounted at the mount point. So this is the diagrammatic depiction of the mounting taking place and a mount point created. So you can see there are various mount points which are created for a particular file system. Next we come to file sharing. Sharing of files on multiple user systems is generally desirable. Sharing may be done through a protection scheme depending on the type of file systems. On distributed systems, for example, files may be shared across a network. Now, a network file system is also present. It's a common distributed file sharing method. If multi-user systems are present, then user IDs are created as well as group IDs are created to enable smooth execution of processes. Now, what are remote file systems? This uses networking to allow file system access between the various systems which are connected together. This can be manually done via programs like FTP, that is File Transfer Protocol, or it can be done automatically. This is done seamlessly using distributed file systems, or it can be done semi-automatically via the World Wide Web or the WWW, which we know it as popularly. The client-server model allows clients to mount remote file systems from servers. Server can serve multiple clients. Client and user on client identification is insecure or complicated. NFS is a standard Unix client server file sharing protocol. NFS is nothing but the network formatted file system, network file system. Then there is CIFS, which is a standard Windows protocol. Standard operating system file calls can be translated into remote calls for simplicity. Now there can be various failure nodes in case of file sharing. All the file systems will generally have failure nodes. For example, you can say corruption of a directory structure or other non-user data is called which is called a metadata. Remote file systems add new failure nodes due to the network failure, or it could be due to the server failure. Now the recovery needs to be done from whenever a failure occurs. So recovery from failure can involve state information about status of each remote request. Stateless, stateless protocols are also used in this scenario, such as NFS v3, which include all information in each request, allowing easy recovery but less security. Now, file protection is another thing which comes into picture whenever file systems are being used. So the file owner or creator should be able to control what can be done, how the files can be shared, and he should also be able to control by whom this can be done. There are various access types which are present, which are either read, write, execute, append, delete, and list. So these access are generally taken care by the file owner or creator. Now there are access lists and groups. So the mode of access is generally read, write, or execute. Three classes of users are present on Unix or Linux systems, designated as owner access, group access, and public access. Generally, the manager is asked to create a group, which is a unique name, and add some users to the group. So, for example, for a particular file's hg name or subdirectory, define an appropriate access. This is done by the manager. Depiction of that is as shown in the figure. So in the next lecture, we'll see how file system implementation can be done.